Welcome to Essentially You, the podcast designed to help you build a meaningful career and a satisfying life through applied positive psychology and coaching. Together, we will gain clarity, strengthen our mindsets by examining our thinking and finding the freedom to thrive. Welcome to the show. Mary Tyler Moore says, take chances, make mistakes. That's how you grow. Pain nourishes your courage. You have to fail in order to practice being brave. And in this episode of Essentially You, we'll talk about practicing being brave and leading beyond mistakes. Welcome to the show. Leadership is challenging. It involves a lot of decision-making, risk-taking, and responsibility. Even more challenging is when we push ourselves and our abilities to new levels, and something goes wrong. It gets tricky when next-level performance requires us to step out visibly. Our motivation, ethics, and reputation can be questioned. However, one of the most important aspects of being a brave leader is handling mistakes effectively, and I'd say humbly. Mistakes are inevitable in any leadership position, and how a leader reacts to those mistakes can affect the success of the organization and the team they lead. Now, here are some simple, but I think powerful ways that all of us can use to keep leading bravely, even in the face of mistakes. First, we need to take responsibility. Start right where you're at. As a leader, if you're being questioned, take it seriously and don't get defensive. Admitting when you've made a mistake can be one of the most powerful things a leader can do. Reach out to the appropriate people in humility and self-awareness and do your best to make things right. No matter what you lead, there should be room for error, as you can't lead champions and expect average. Let me say that again. You can't lead champions and expect average. To be the best in any field requires trying new ideas and approaches and taking calculated risks. By taking responsibility of those decisions, we can manage our teams and we can send a message that it's okay to make mistakes as long as we all are willing to learn from them and make them right. Now, the hardest part for me, this is a personal thing in these situations, is when loyalty is questioned. You must be brutally honest. Listen to what's being said, but ground yourself in truth, not accusations. Causing harm in any situation requires reparations. It's true. But making a mistake, that calls for a change in tactics, and it's important as leaders that we know the difference. Number 2 is focus on solutions. When a mistake happens, it's important to quickly shift focus from dwelling on what went wrong to finding a solution. Leaders don't simply have the luxury of getting offended that our actions were questioned. A leader must map a path forward for the health and vibrancy of everyone involved. After all, it's not about us. It's about those we serve as leaders. Keeping this in mind quickly focuses on what the next right thing to do is. So go do it. This can be done through brainstorming sessions with your team or seeking advice from a mentor or peer or saying sorry to the right parties involved. Now, the hardest part for me is if we ever encounter a scenario where trust has been irreparably damaged, meaning you can't gain it back. At that point, it might be necessary to make a change. Just be honest with yourself. As a leader, it's crucial to ensure that this transition is handled in a way that benefits everyone. However, this is really rare. Please keep going, and not before you ask better questions like, what's the best possible outcome for this situation? Start working to that. We will likely gain a new respect, clarity, and often healthy boundaries that improve things if we get better and not bitter. Number 3, don't panic. Feeling overwhelmed or anxious when a mistake happens is natural. But staying calm and avoiding making knee-jerk decisions is essential. Step back, evaluate the situation, and fully communicate to those who are impacted. It's wise to develop a plan before action. Well, at least you think it through, right? One that allows everyone to win and quickly recover from this mistake. Remember, it's the fail fast and recover quickly mentality. Now, the most significant challenge here is keeping control of fear. We can't let fear cause us to freeze. A frozen leader is no good to the organization, so no matter where we find ourselves, keep leading. Repeat that for effect, right? Keep leading. Keep showing up. Just do it more intelligently than you did before. And number 4, learn from mistakes. Mistakes provide a valuable learning opportunity, and it's important for leaders to take advantage of them. Reflect on what went wrong, why it happened, and what can be done differently in the future. Give yourself and everyone involved a bit of grace while continuously doing the next right thing. While challenging, in every scenario, there is something we can do better. Identify and do it. Don't build a fortress around your actions that keep people out instead of in. Relationships are crucial to the success, and trust in those relationships is paramount. Remember, the relationships matter more than the accusations. When we learn, we grow, which is the stuff of outstanding leadership. And our final suggestion is this: move forward. Once a mistake has been addressed, leaders must move forward and not dwell on the past. This means letting go of any negative emotions and focusing on the future. The challenge for most leaders in this is timing. I'm an activator, so I have to really go, but you always have to remember, give space to process. Other people need more than you. Some need less than you. Even though we may want to resolve and move on swiftly, mistakes happen and take some time to repair. It's the time that causes me the most frustration personally, but keep trying and make sure you connect with the impacted parties. Don't let our pride be a catalyst for failure. Success is about longevity and relationships. Sometimes, most of the time, relationships are worth more than the bit of pride that gets hurt. Remember, keep leading. Just keep leading. Mistakes are a natural part of leadership if you're shooting for excellence, and leaders need to handle them effectively to maintain the trust and respect of their team. By far, the worst thing is frozen leadership. It simply sucks away time and money from you and the organization. By taking responsibility, focusing on solutions, staying calm, learning from your mistakes, and moving forward, we can continue to lead effectively even in the face of fear. And now it's your turn to get out there and thrive in life. If you've liked what you've learned, please consider subscribing and leaving a review on your favorite podcast app. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any questions that you would like addressed on this podcast, feel free to reach out to me directly at mark@markmathia.com. And until next week, I'm cheering for you.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.